again.
Moist mouth noises.
Thanks everybody for listening. Wait, I'm doing the ending again. Hey everybody, you're listening to 2-5 Cast. I'm your host Mike. I'm here with Kamden,
Yeah.
Captain Wet Mouth. All right.
The moist mouth noises.
Mr. Wet Mouth.
Yeah, that's me, Mr.
I'm
Wet
so
Mouth.
close to deleting this.
No, don't. It's good. No,
Oh,
it's good.
dude, why did you say your feet? Those socks don't keep your feet warm.
Oh, I missed an opportunity for a joke.
You did. He's got little peppers on his,
Oh,
like jalapenos and
fucking what an idiot.
jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Uh-huh.
What an idiot.
Yep.
I got them for $1 at
Well,
Walmart.
They're cute. I like them.
Thanks.
How do we do this again? It's been only a week. I should remember. We just talk into this, right?
Yeah.
For like an hour or something.
I think working together keeps us loose.
Loose. Yeah, it keeps us. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. No. Yeah, it keeps us practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we'll call it.
It's been a whole week since Mike and I worked together.
Topic. We saw Fall Out Boy.
Fall
Out Boy.
Boy.
And it was real good. I saw Pete Wentz sweat, and I felt appreciative that even gods like him can sweat like us mere mortals. I'm not gonna lick it off of him, you gross boy.
Here's the thing. That's it. That's the thing.
It's
So
we're really good, everybody. Just trust us.
So
It gets better.
So I think I've said Panic at the Disco was my first. It was either Panic at the Disco or Fall Out Boy, but I'm actually really confident when I think about it, when I genuinely think about it, that Fall Out Boy was my first concert. And so it's been 10 years, just like Panic at the Disco, that I've seen them, and so I was really excited. But I've always been a really big Andy Hurley fan, who is the drummer, in case nobody knows that. So like, I don't know. Every time there's like interview.
I'm writing this down. I'm tired of doing the tags like in a shitty way.
Everyone always, and even in interviews now, you can see it. The interviews, it's like, oh, here we got Fall Out Boy, but it's always Patrick and Pete. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
There's also Andy and Joe, so don't forget that, please. But
I love how tatted up he is.
Yeah, I know. It makes me so happy, and like, I love all his tats. I think he's a great drummer. And at one point, when they were trying to do like a weird duo stage thing, when they were like, moving from the main stage to like the little side stage,
It's a little secret box stage.
Yeah, Andy was just
spoilers for the concert. People are gonna go see this, right?
Right.
Different cities.
Yeah, or they could listen to this 10 years later when it fucking doesn't exist anymore. I mean, Fall Out Boy,
Podcast.
Anyway,
Podcasts don't exist anymore.
But what I loved is Andy was showing off his like metal skills.
Yeah,
because he does a lot of heavy metal. And Fall Out Boy is kind of like,
they just let him do it too.
Yeah, they're like,
no one could stop him. They were
play
chasing
whatever
him.
you want, and he just played some fucking metal. As soon as they came on stage, the thing that made me the most happiest, and I'm going to talk about Andy again, is the very first time I ever saw them. Andy, he started off in shorts. He was shirtless.
He just progressively got nakeder.
I mean, he played shirtless and in shorts. And then by the end of the show, he was in his socks and his underwear.
Yeah.
And
it gets hot.
Yeah, well, you get that fucking fire.
Yeah.
So they had fire at the show.
Yeah.
And so my sister and I were sitting kind of close to the pit. We weren't close to the stage, like to the main stage. We were close to like the little shaft part of the stage that comes out.
Yeah,
we were
that
close
shaft.
But as they were hitting,
you felt the Fall Out Boy shaft.
I'd feel their shaft. I just winked.
Yeah,
I tried to.
Your wings are very silent.
Finger gunned. Anyway, but my sister at one point when they had the fire going, my sister turned to me and she goes, "Man,
fire hot."
She goes, "You can feel the heat from the fire," and I was like, "Yeah, but imagine how they feel."
Yeah,
because they are right next to it. And we're like a yard or so away from it. Anyway, but yeah, I love that Andy played shirtless and he was in shorts, and then I think he took his shorts off at one point, but maybe not. But
and then that one guy, the
great.
opening act, the second guy, who was that?
Black Bear.
He spent like fucking 9 minutes in the back switching pants. I wish they left his mic on, so he was just
he
like,
did.
"Holy shit, guys! These pants are really sweaty. It's like
I don't know. They literally was my kind at one point.
I
Because he
know.
was just like, I'm back here changing my pants.
I know, but like I just wanted him to be talking the whole time.
Oh,
Just
you like hear him fall over?
yeah, like oh shit, guys. Hey Pete, help!
Help!
Me out! Mom, I'm ready. I got a shit, y'all.
My sister and I were talking about this, and we were curious as to like, why is it that Jaden Smith and Black Bear, who were two like rappers, opened up for Fall Out Boy, who is like an alternative band.
I don't know. They've had a couple like.
Sorry for the creaky chair, y'all.
They've had people rap with them on a couple songs. I feel like that's not a thing. Like on what words? What are words? Uncommon thing.
I said it was because back in the day, Fall Out Boy from like their Under the Cork Tree album, that was like alternative. Like that was what people considered like alternative. And now their music is kind of strayed into more of like the pop. Like it's rock, it's like pop rock. It's rock, it's alternative. Fucking
I pointed at his shirt as the Pop Rocks font that says Fall Out Boy.
yeah, so Fall Out Boy's merch all had a sponsor, and I bought the shirt that had Fall Out Boy and the Pop Rocks logo. So fucking look at that.
Clever. I just got their Mania shirt.
Clever me.
I said this in the car because we went to get Denny's before this. I'm gonna write down Denny's too.
Denny's.
Just get the people looking for them hot Denny's YouTube videos.
Up shows our podcast.
Yep. Top link. There's something really unfortunate about Young and Menace. That song is real good and completely unsingable. You can't sing it just because of the chorus just fucking interrupts that.
Yeah, it's like fucking it's techno.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh, well, I mean, I almost missed the Young and Menace bit. It was really short. But I went to the bathroom.
Because they've only done like the 3 songs.
I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And because I had to pee, and I rushed because I heard it was coming. Like I heard it come on, and
it was over.
I walked into like the stadium or whatever, and it was like the very end of the song, and all of like the purple lights were up and shit, and it was really cool. And like I'm glad I got to enjoy that experience, you know. But I don't know. It was.
Who knew that Champion was about fucking Princess Diana? That was weird.
I didn't know if that was actually is that actually a thing? Or
yeah, just like the video guy was like, fucking go wild on this one,
right.
Dude.
It was really funny because they had the song Saturday, yeah. It's one of the early songs, and I don't think it was a single, like of theirs. And so it was really funny because that was the last song they played.
Yeah.
Of their encore, and not a lot of people were singing. And I'm like, they took it back to a song that was not a single, and so that's why not a lot of people were singing. And that's my own opinion. It's like, a lot of people are there. They know the singles, or whatever.
I really love the show. I feel like maybe it was just because it was my first one. I like the Panic one a little bit more. I think I had to like.
I was just about to ask, did you like Panic or did you like Fall Out Boy better?
I think it was a little bit more put together.
Panic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a very like rise in action, and then it did its thing, and then it did the ones where you fucking you're like, your little fucking middle school heart is like screaming right now because this is what it wants to do.
Yeah. Like of course, like when they fucking came out with like Sugar We're Going Down.
Yeah.
It's like of course, Chocolate Rain. It's okay. I'm doing it too, my guy. I was like.
We're doing a little side mouth breathing over here. Chocolate Rain.
But also like Grand Theft Autumn,
uh-huh.
which was like their very, very first single, I think.
We played 7 songs on the car ride there, and they sung all 7 of them. It was wild. And the one we thought they wouldn't sing was the boyfriend one. I'm blinking on it, even though I just heard it twice. I hope your boyfriend's a gentleman.
Maybe he won't find out.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Autumn.
Oh shit! Nice job, dude. Way to preemptively talk about a song I was about to talk. And like Cassie was like, "There's no." I was joking. I'm like, maybe they'll play that song because she was humming it the whole way to the event. And I was like, maybe they'll play that song. And they're like, it's like fucking 4 albums back. There's no way they're gonna play that song. And sure enough, we were like losing our shit.
Yeah.
While that was playing, because there was no way that we knew that was going to happen.
I sang I sing the words to every single song,
Uh-huh.
and as we were,
What about that new one?
I was fucking jamming. No,
I sat down. I was like, I'm just gonna listen.
yeah, I did. I sat. Well, to preface, I had also been at work for like
And you
6 or
also been
7
drinking.
hours. Yeah. Well, it was because my feet hurt and I was tired, and I was like, listen,
That's why you were drinking?
I was doing it to numb my problems. Anyway.
You got real.
I'm just kidding. No, I explained to Mike my behind the. I had a mangarita. Okay, I was like, guess what, Abby? I'm gonna have one drink.
Is that Bud Light thing?
The margaritas. Yeah,
Are they gross?
No.
No.
Some of them are pretty good. Some of
Okay.
them are not that great.
All right.
Anyway, so I think the graperitas are pretty gross. Anyway, so I got me a margarita, and I was like, well, this will last me the show. We'll get our merch. I'll sit down, and when I sit down, I'm not getting back up. This is it.
Unless I got pee.
Unless I have to pee, and I did have to pee. But as we were sitting in the merch line, I finished my margarita, and I was like, I think I'll get one
Get
more.
another.
So I got a lime margarita, and I sat down, and I was jamming. Anyway,
I said I would get one drink, and I finished my one drink, and now I'm gonna get my other one drink. Is the joke I made?
My second one drink.
My second one drink.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so it was great, and I took the Metro link. I don't drive down there.
Smart.
I whatever. So I took the Metro.
Did anyone die this
to
time?
the city. No one died. No one got shot.
That everybody on this train, you be cool.
I mean, well, I guess it doesn't make a difference. As I say, there wasn't that many people on, but there
I
also
shot
wasn't
someone,
that many
but no
people.
one died.
I didn't shoot anybody. I wanted to shoot some fucking people. You hear it now, folks. Sometimes I want to shoot people. Whoops. Anyway, but I was telling Abby, I really hope that they don't play like newer stuff or whatever. Like that they don't play just newer stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they.
Well, they only have like the 4 songs out, dude.
I know, but still, even like from if they
A
had played
12-minute set. Sorry, go on.
even if they had played stuff from like just save rock and roll or whatever. Like that. Like that's what I mean. Like if they had played almost like everything from save rock and roll and then nothing from their older, I would have been like,
I will say, if I could have added one song, Where Did the Party Go? I wanted that one.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I honestly cannot pick one.
Here's the thing.
I cannot pick one.
Here's the thing. Like a Fall Out Boy, I feel has been fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Throughout the like type of music they do. Like they have like their unique notes to some of their songs.
Mm-hmm.
But like on the flip side, Panic has been kind of like a little bit of everywhere, especially of like.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I'll argue with you a little bit. Like I feel like From Under the Cork Tree was the most like consistent album within itself.
Yeah.
So like how sometimes there's like they have a variety of songs kind of within an album, but like they still are kind of the same. I felt like From Under the Cork Tree was pretty just alt. Like I think it was just I just listened to the whole album today.
But like if you compare early Panic to like their Pretty Odd album to like their newer stuff,
A Fever and Pretty Odd are completely different.
Oh yeah, and like now with like Death of a Bachelor, just like it's all over the place in a good way.
Let
like
me
it
touch
still
every
has,
genre.
Yeah, like for real.
He did did you know Brendan Urie did a rap song with Travis?
Yeah, so
Scott or whatever the fuck his name is.
while we were sitting and like waiting for the next set to start, fucking Cassie was like, did fucking Brendan Urie just ghost me? I follow him on Twitter, so I know when there's a new song out. And like, sure enough, but yeah, it was because he was featured, not
Yeah.
Fucking rock that too. I was like, oh shit, this one's a banger.
Yeah, he's just doing a lot of. Oh God, Brendan Urie's great, but I will agree with you in the sense of, I think I liked Panic at the Disco a little bit more than Fall Out Boy, just because. How I like my shows are, I don't like if the artist is doing like a bunch of talking and not a lot of playing. Like they're just like, hey, we get to know.
Are you saying that they did a lot of talking?
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't like if they're just standing up there playing and they're like, all right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, March.
For me, I felt like Brendan Urie, he put on a fucking great show, and he had a great mix of like amount of talking, like to the audience, and playing. Like I feel like he did a little bit more mostly just playing than talking, but I feel like it was a good amount. For Fall Out Boy, I kind of wanted them to talk a little bit more to the audience. And, like, I don't know, for me, when I was listening to, like, when I went to the Panic concert, it felt personal. Like, the energy just felt personal.
Right. No, I
was
feel
like,
the same
man, I
thing.
feel like
the same
I'm
thing.
fucking part of this crowd. We're all in this. This is all a thing. But at Fall Out Boy, I was having the feeling of, I'm just here to watch a show. Like, I wasn't part of it. Like, I'm just here to watch it. And I didn't feel that same kind of connection. But I did have a lady comment as I was on my way out of the arena. She's like, man, you were fucking jamming. And you know what? I was headbanging. I was jumping. It was fucking,
Yeah.
I was throughout the entire show. I did not lose my energy. I was at fucking 10 the entire time until the very, very, like, until their new song. I chilled out a little bit, but I was still jamming. But I told her, she asked me, she's like, amazing. I'm like, this was my first show. It's been 10 or whatever, 11 years since I've seen them. I'm going to fucking enjoy it.
The girls to my left were sitting down for some of it, and I'm just like, fuck you. I've worked 8 hours today, and I'm still standing and rocking my shit right now.
Yep, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I worked from 9:30 to 6, and I'm here, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm having a good-ass time. And so, like, somebody on the metro home, somebody was talking about how the people in front of them, it was like a father and, like, his couple kids or whatever, but they, like, sat down through the entire show. And she's like, and they were, like, so stoic. And I'm like, how do you go to a show and do that?
Yeah.
And then there's those people that came into my
show,
job.
Like
right.
A group that I could fucking very easily define as punk.
Yeah, I'll say punk. 100%.
Punk pop, punk rock, whatever, but, like, definitely has the P-U-N-K somewhere in there. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy this show.
I'm going to sit down. Yeah, I like those people that came into my job. And if you ever know, if some reason those people, my new job, ever somehow listen to this podcast, I'm fucking talking about y'all. They said that they went in just for they bought tickets relatively close to where I was sitting because I asked them what section they were in.
How much were your tickets?
I don't know. My mom bought them. My mom bought tickets for Christmas. That concert was me and Abby's Christmas present.
Okay.
So I
didn't know if you knew, just so I could.
Nope, don't know.
If you sat in 109 and you did this, get ready. Cam's going to put you on blast. Tell him, Cam.
They went there to see the fucking opener, and then they left. You were not there to see. You bought expensive Fall Out Boy tickets to see the opener of their show, and then leave. And then leave. That fucking blows my mind.
Like, people got money to burn, dude.
I wish. Give me the money. You fucking give me that. I want it.
We'll share. You watch the first, and then when you leave, I'll take the tickets and I'll go in.
Right. Oh, God, this fucking blew my mind. I was just like, are you serious? Sure. The girl in the merch line, the girl asked me if I had heard of the openers, and I was like, I know who Jaden Smith is.
Everybody knows.
I was like, haven't heard any of his work, but I don't know who the other guy is, Black Bear or whatever. She goes, I've heard some of his stuff. She goes, he's not that bad.
He's all about cocaine and.
I honestly couldn't even understand him, but I did like his fucking light up jacket. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that too. I wish he came back out. I was like, check it out, my pants light up too.
I wish. And then I wish he was decked out in all fucking little LED gear.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Before we move on, I will say one thing. I think part of the reason why the show got tilted in Panic's favor is that the opening act, Mr. Wives, didn't say St. Louis, whereas Black Bear did. End of story.
Did he really?
Yeah, he said St. Louis. And
I wonder where he's from.
Not here, because nobody say that shit.
Oh, he's from L.A. No, you fucking know it's St. Louis. I will give a pass. I will pass. If somebody comes and they're like, St. Louis, and they're from Europe, I will give a pass because Louis is Louis over there, typically.
Okay.
But
he's not. He's from L.A.
He's from L.A.
Knows better.
So you have no excuse. Yep, that's how I feel.
Yeah. And if you say Missouri, fuck you. Fuck you.
You're right. You're gross.
Yeah. Anyway, we're moving on, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we had Denny's earlier, and something happened, and I need to know from you, the audience listening right now, if I'm in the right or in the wrong. I'm not even talking about the cheese thing, dude. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the time I opened the door, And I held the door open, and the guy was like, "Thank you," and I go, "Uh-huh." Is that is is that bad? Like, to me, just to explain my side, I will defend myself before you viciously attack me for all that I am. Yeah, oh, a nice cat noise. To me, it's saying you're welcome is like, I'm doing this for you because I'm doing you a nice gesture. You're welcome. To me, just saying is me saying like, I would do this for you and anyone else. I'm just being courteous, and that is my nature. This is no big deal. It's to me, it's the equivalent of saying no problem. So I don't know. Now attack me.
No, I won't attack you, but
Fight me, you
you're
bitch.
fucking wrong. I'll tell you why.
Uh-huh.
um, for me, if I hold the door open for somebody and like, oh, thank you, I'm like, yeah, no problem, you're welcome. I think it depends on the way you say it. If you're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you're welcome. Like, you better be fucking grateful I held this door open
You're
for you.
welcome.
But I'm just like, because I don't know. I was raised to say, when someone says thank you, you say you're welcome. So if you hold the door open for somebody and they're like, oh, thank you, I'm just like, yeah, no problem, you're welcome. Like, it's no big deal. This is no issue. And I just felt like, was just like such a non-response that I was like, why the fuck did you not?
I say it all the time though.
Yeah, I know. You said it unironically in the car, and
Yep.
I fucking correct. I got the look. I was like,
I'm
you
gonna
said
die
it.
over this.
So I just was like, I just feel like if somebody says thank you, you say you're welcome, but the way you say it just depends on the scenario or how you, in the context in which you mean it.
I hate you're welcome. I would rather say no problem or
Well, I mean, I think I always follow it up with, yeah. I say this quote, yeah. No problem. You're welcome.
Yeah, no problem. This was no problem.
And then I say you're welcome.
No, I think it's just I don't want to engage in a conversation. Like, even though like saying that you're welcome or thank you and you're welcome is a conversation is like the lightest conversation one could have, but it's just like I'm trying to make my gesture of kindness less personal. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Or it's not so much you're welcome. It's just I'm doing this. I did a nice thing. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
For
me, I think I make it personal. Like, it's like, oh no, you're welcome. Like, I'm holding this door open for you. I think maybe because there are people I would definitely not hold the door open for. Like, I can't.
Would you hold it just until they got close enough and be like, "Fuck you"?
No, I'm not that person.
Okay.
But if I'm walking into like a building at the same time as somebody, and I like overhear like say this is a scenario in which I would not hold the door open for somebody. If I am approaching a couple or something, say it's a couple, and we're going into the same like Jimmy John's or whatever, even though I would never go into Jimmy John's, and like I listen to everyone's conversations as much as I can, and if I hear them saying something that's quite questionable or I do not like, I will not hold the door open for them. It won't happen. I'm gonna go in first, or I will wait until you go in, and then I will go in. But I think maybe because of that reason, that's why I always say like, "Oh, you're welcome," because it is personal. Like, "Oh, I like you well enough as a." You have not wronged me or anything. You have not
wronged me or my family.
Offended me in any sense that, or whatever, that I'm like, yes, I will hold the door open for you. There are things that I will always do. An example of this is last night on the way home from the concert. My sister and I, we had not sat down the entire concert, even except for the one like brief moment.
You paid for the seat, but you only needed the floor.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Oops. So we should have been in the pit. What the fuck's up?
There's chairs
arena?
in the pit, right?
There are chairs in the pit. I'm just joking. But we were waiting for the train to come by, and we sat down on a bench, and so we were kind of sitting far. Like, we weren't that close. We were sitting kind of apart, and a lady and her husband and her son, they came over to kind of sit down on the same bench as us, and she sat down, and then me and my sister were like, "Oh, do you guys want to sit down because you are older than us, so you should have the right to have this seat."
Sure, like
And
there's
like
a flow chart for
who
who
gets
should be able to sit,
yeah.
and I feel like it's like pregnant women, elderly, disabled goes in somewhere.
And then like I wouldn't even say these are elderly, but just like adults.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'm also an adult, these are older adults. So like I'm
It's a
still
little bit of a respect your elders.
I'm
kind
still
of thing.
able to recover. If I fall down
Or
and break my ankle, I can recover faster than you.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
Wolverine blood still pumping.
I fell earlier
I'm
today.
Wolverine.
Anyway, but
Dude, I fell over too, and it fucking sucked. I did it while we're going up the stairs,
what
and
happened?
I banged my knee.
In your helm?
Yeah, in my helm.
Helm? Except mine was in public, so
And
it's even worse.
and I fucking I trip and I knee hit a corner of a stair, and then my arm hit a corner of a stair. Like I'm showing Cam,
Like the
but
edge?
on the edge, yeah,
Oh god.
fucking edge from U2. And I was just like swearing, but like quietly, even though there was no one home. I was just like, "Fuck, shit, fuck." It sucked. I didn't go working out that day. I was like,
I just
got a blood clot, and I'm gonna fucking work it out of my body and give myself a little heart attack.
I don't know. I played off my embarrassment with a joke, and people laughed, and so I was like,
"Oh, see you next autumn, everybody."
So
Was that the joke?
No, the scenario in which I fell is I went outside of my work to take a picture of the mannequin that's in the window and text it to my boss, and we have quite a large step between the ground, like the sidewalk, and our porch. It's a pretty big step, and I was walking, and I was on my phone. I was texting. This was completely my fault, and I didn't realize that I was that close to the step, and I tripped. And I landed on my knees. And so several customers who were in the store saw me trip. And so I picked up my phone, put it in my pocket, and they came in like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just auditioning for the poster child of Why You Don't Text and Walk." And they're like, "Oh, that's so funny." And I was
That was a good one.
I know. And I was like, I'm real embarrassed. But, what am I going to do about it? So back to your thing. I think you're wrong, but I see your point.
You don't even you can't even let me live with it. You're just gonna be like, "You're wrong," but whatever.
I think we just have different viewpoints and
it was not personal, not because I wanted to be unpersonal, because I had no relation to this guy. If it was like you or my sibling or someone I knew closely, I'd be like, "No problem." Like I would genuinely acknowledge that the thing I'm doing is no burden to me and not to worry. But for him, whatever.
Yeah, and like I said,
I will trouble myself by standing in this cold rain while I hold this fucking door for you. I
don't know. Again, I think I'd make it personal.
To me, the worst would be if I were silent. If I said nothing. If he was like, "Thank you," and I was just like,
that.
And then he would just be like, "Did he?"
It's like an awkward scenario. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Did he not want to hold the door open for me? Did he?
It's like passive aggressive.
Did he not hear me? Does he not speak English? I'm just causing too much trouble in his life.
I absolutely hate when I'm if I hold the door open for somebody and they don't say thank you.
Oh yeah, now who's being petty?
I'll fucking
now
be petty.
Who's being Thomas Petty?
Listen, R.I.P. I just feel like it's manners.
Here's all right.
It's just a kind of a manner thing.
You know what's worse than that? When they do fucking shit that burdens you more. When they're when you're let's for example, you're holding the door open for someone and they're just standing out about to go through, but they're like, "Hold on, I gotta get my phone in my pocket, or I gotta get my keys ready," and you're standing in the rain holding the door open, and they're just like, "I'm not ready to go out yet. I gotta get this thing. Oh, is Jairus over there?" They're just using your time while you're just fucking politely holding this door open. You know what I mean?
That happens to me all the time at Quick Trip.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. People make their purchases, and then they're leaving. and then I'm coming in, so I will pull the door open, and I will wait for them to leave.
Are they like, oh, and then like
and they have to
something on
stand
the
in the fucking
newsstand
doorway.
catches their eye, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, or that
Oh, okay.
a lot of times they'll
now.
stand in the doorway and they have to like adjust the way that their keys are in their hand or their phone or something. I'm just like, do that on the way to your car.
Yeah, that is the
Please.
worst. That is a fucking sin. You are punishable by death.
Ooh,
on
another
that
thing that I absolutely hate is if, say it's busy, it's like,
Welcome to the hate cast, y'all.
it's like, I don't give a shit. I'll put
I
it
hate
out
all
there.
you. I love you all.
Yes, please. Now, visit our Patreon at
don't do
patreon.com/two5.
that.
Anyway, I'll plug it.
We'll just host. That's just a hosting side to us. Until we actually start doing stuff. I want to do more movie commentaries, but it sucks.
We got Movie Pass.
Where the fuck are we gonna have the time to do that? Sorry, we're airing our dirty laundry.
You're right.
Go on.
Whatever. Say it's busy. I hate this as a consumer, and I hate this as like I hate it from both sides. Because let's just say, because I worked at a gas station. But if it's in the middle of rush hour and someone like is buying their drink, people will like buy their drinks, their sodies, to take and then go home and then they're good. But say they're like getting a couple different things or whatever, and it's kind of they have to like juggle a little bit with it. And as a clerk, they're like, "Hey, do you want a bag?" And they're like, "Nope, I don't want a bag." But you have 4 or 5 people standing in line behind you. But after your transaction is done, they will stand there and try to get themselves together. But it's like, you clearly see that
I'm very anti-bag, so I can't die on this hill with you.
It's not even just that. So take the scenario like someone just gets a drink. I'm just using that because it's a lot of stuff. Someone just gets like a soda, right? And they have to like get their money out of their wallet or whatever. Like they have or whatever. And they're at the counter, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is your total. Thanks, have a nice day." And then they stand at the counter and like get themselves together. It's like, "Oh, let me put my money back in my wallet. Let me put my card back in my pocket." But I have
Scoot
6
your shit to the side.
I have 6 people in line behind me, and there was one clerk at this register.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking the most exasperating feeling. Like from both ends as a consumer, and I'm just like, come on, seriously.
Then the 2 people just lock eyes. The person behind the cash register and the next person in line, you're just like looking at each other like, y'all believe in this shit?
Yeah, that's happened. Yes, I can confirm that is a very, very common thing. Just like, I'm just like, sorry. And I have noticed that some people at some gas stations, they will just let that person take their time.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I was never like that. Like, if somebody was standing there taking the time of me and the people behind them, I'm like, is there any way you could just move it to the other register that's like blank? It's like, anyway, like, you can they can just like, can you move to the side so we can help this next person? Can you just move? I would just tell people like, hey, anyway, you could just move so I can help the next person. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm making them aware that they're taking a long time, they tend to go faster. Yeah. They're like, oh shit, sorry. And I'm like, yes. And then they turn around and they're like, oh fuck, there's 10 people.
Like, yeah.
It's fucking just stop. You're wasting everyone's time.
People need to appreciate other people's time. That's just flat line.
And I think it just for me, I feel like it stems from like a selfishness. People are they're unaware of their surroundings, and they're just so consumed by their own like world. Anyone can fight me on my opinions. I don't give a shit. But like, that's where I think it comes from. You're so consumed with your own personal being that you're not aware of anybody else around you.
Right.
Like, it bothers me. And there's a lot of scenarios in which anytime I'm like, you know what I really fucking hate? It's typically followed up by that kind of scenario. Like, there's somebody being very selfish and discourteous to the other people around them, and they're not aware of like their surroundings. And it's just, ugh. Speaking of people I hate.
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring it up. Nice segue, dude. Crush it.
What, the lady at work?
Yeah. Do you have a 20-minute story?
No, I don't have a 20-minute story.
This story took 20 minutes.
But this fucking scenario in which it happened took 20 minutes. And it felt like a lifetime. So this lady came.
Right. Lay down the scenario.
Scene.
Work.
I was at work, and for those of you who don't know, I can actually sew. SEW, sew. And so, oh, clever. I know.
I don't know if that was clever.
I'll high five myself.
I'll allow it.
So I was fixing holes and stuff that were in a bunch of garments.
Fix those holes,
Fucking
baby.
Mike.
Stick them in.
He just looked at me, nodded his head with his tongue out, and
Yeah.
a very obscene face. But I was fixing holes in garments. So this lady came in. I guess she's been in before. I don't know. My coworker said he recognized her, but I don't recognize her. Whatever. He's been there longer than me. And so I was doing my little business, fixing my little clothes.
Your new Chris Quinn.
You know what?
That's
yes.
a joke no one got.
Yes. She is the new Chris fucking Quinn.
Chris Quinn is this guy who likes Harley Quinn and Chris Brown.
Loves her.
Way too much. Hey, nothing wrong with guys liking Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is badass.
Yeah.
And
he wears a fucking hat that says Team Breezy on it. And if this is you, Chris Quinn, we're fucking talking about you.
Yeah. That's not his real name, but we just had to name him something.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah, I don't want to know. But he will fucking suck your time away just asking you the most fucking ridiculous questions about, like, you'll come in to buy something and then spend a good 10 minutes per item asking your opinion. Like, oh, what do you think about if I mix this and this with it? What if I get this sequence hat and get a large WWE belt? Do you think those would match? What if I hung a little tiny Chucky plushie to the WWE belt? What about that? Cool. I'm going to get this giant fucking Bugs Bunny hoodie, fucking footy, pajama, and I'm going to put it on all over what I have on. Like, this dude's ridiculous.
And then take it off and not purchase it.
Yep.
What do you think of, like, this fucking fake rose gold nose hoop mixed with, like, my blood red contacts? Like, but I only have it in one eye. So do you think it look off balance or what? Like, just...
every time he comes in...
an eclectic human being.
I have to warn everyone that's working that day, like, hey, he just came in. Any excuse you can to get out of the conversation, like, oh, I gotta go check up on someone else, or I'm busy helping someone, I'll be right back with you. Just use it, say it.
And then, but here's the shitty thing is, you're like, okay, I will be right back, or like you're like, I gotta go like help other people, you know. You walk away, and you go talk to one other person, and they unfortunately don't need your help, and unfortunately in this circumstance, and he will see that, and then immediately come back over to you and ask you fucking questions.
Or, if you are busy helping someone, he will just start asking other customers in the store, and I'm just like, dude, they are trying to shop just like you. Please, let them be.
It's just the worst fucking thing. And what sucks majorly is Mike and I at the Pokemart, we started at one location.
Moved to a different one.
And he came to that one all the time. We're like,
yeah,
shit.
He came to the original one.
And so then Mike and I moved, and then he fucking showed up at that location.
He was like a cryptic dude. Like, we must have talked about him before, and then suddenly, like, oh, that's him. There he is. And we had to, like, suddenly warn everyone about this, like, fucking dire entity that just like, come to haunt us.
Oh, like, it was like my fucking, like, you know the theme from Psycho whenever whatever, spoiler alert, who cares, open the curtain and the knife stabbing sound, like, yeah. That was the fucking noise I heard when I saw him come into our current Pokemon.
Nah, mine was the Kill Bill sirens.
I was just like... And I don't know if I told you about this. I was riding with somebody that I used to hang out with, and we were out in public, and we were in the car, and we pulled up to a fucking stop sign, and he was standing at the fucking crosswalk, and I have honestly never felt more triggered in my entire fucking life. And guess what?
Anxiety incarnate.
He looked just as ridiculous out on the street as he fucking does when he comes into Pokemart.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, this is how you legitimately dress all of the time.
There's a lot of like talk about cringe culture going on around about like fucking like Sparkle Dogs and liking Steven Universe and having OCs and self-inserts. Like this isn't that kind of cringe. This is a level of...
Have we ever actually fully talked about him on this podcast?
I don't feel like we have.
Oh my god.
Like there's a difference between the cringiness I feel towards him, and like seeing someone's OC, like that's fine. I don't give a fuck
Sure.
about that. Like
I make this
make a
OC.
sparkle
I'm gonna
dog,
cosplay this all
make
the time.
yeah,
Sure, live your life.
cosplay whatever, be a fan of whatever. Uh, I don't care. That's not like when I say cringe. I don't ever mean that kind of culture. I'm talking about like the primal fear I see when he's mixing like fucking Garfield and like Ichigo from Bleach together with his like fucking ice blue contact eyes and his weird cape that he's like his
Oh my
unbranded dollar
god.
sign cape that he's wearing.
And then, oh my god, I will because I don't give a shit enough, and I don't work there anymore. Sorry, Mike.
No,
I'm
rest in
not.
peace.
I'm not gonna like say the name of this company, but I will pretty in depthly describe a piece of garment. He asked me legitimately, like this guy is no fucking joke. One time at the Pokemart, there was like a shirt, and it was kind of like a button up, and it was blank on the kind of front flaps or whatever. And it had a Harley Quinn logo on it, and it had
That sorry, interrupting. That's the thing. He's small, so he always buys stuff that's like, like baby doll cut or sized appropriately for like thin women.
Yeah.
And then always ask is like, oh, does this look gay on me? And I'm just like, you motherfucker, you motherfucker.
I haven't gotten that one.
Mm.
I just get the fucking. I want to be creative and let me just design this fucking T-shirt right in
Yeah,
front of you.
sorry, go
No,
on.
he does this all the time, but it was like a I don't know. It was like a button up, and like the two sides of the front of the shirt were blank, and it had Harley Quinn on the back and black lettering, and it was that or it was another shirt in a similar style that had Harley Quinn related thing, and it had like her emblem in the corner, and he asked me. He's like, which one do you like best? And I said, it depends on where you want to wear it to. It also depends on which one do you like best on you. I used to give him answers like that all the time, and I was probably the worst person like for him to ever talk to because I never humored him. I never gave him the answers he wanted. I would talk to him, but I never told him what he wanted to hear because I'm fucking not gonna do that. I'm not gonna humor you. But he's like, well, I've been thinking about either doing like on this one side ironing on the words team and the other side breezy and then having the back of it just say Harley Quinn, and I was like, what's your other idea?
Because literally we're only going up from there.
And he goes, well, on this one I was thinking I could just do like team breezy down the one side and then on the back have like a baby picture of me ironed on. And I was like,
just kidding, you found a fake bottom, you can go deeper.
He fucking asked me if that would be a good attire choice. I was thinking about having breezy ironed on the one side and then a big ass fucking baby picture of him ironed on the back of that fucking shirt. I was just like, oh my god.
You almost
what
feel
is
like
your
we're
fucking...
on like a fucking punk TV show.
Like he fucking... I wish were giving like weekly Chris like Quinn reports.
Oh yeah, like he came in. He
Like,
doesn't come in enough. He comes in just long enough for you to forget, and then that's when he strikes.
You're like, I haven't seen him in a while, and then like you're like,
Guess
well, shouldn't
what?
say that because maybe he comes in. And
I found this. I found a matching Mickey Mouse plush to go with my little tiny Chucky plush that I can hang next to each other on my belt.
Along with my fucking 2 raccoon tails I have on.
Oh
like,
my god.
I just fucking don't. But here's the thing that always bothered me. Oh, I don't give a we'll rant about this guy. Woo.
Yeah, I guess fuck your story. I got one to say too.
Yeah, I mean, something that always bothered me about him, though, I will say, is how often he's returned things. And then when I look at the receipt, it's always from a different fucking Pokemart somewhere in the area.
Yeah, so no one's safe from him.
No, he goes to all of them. Like, we all have the same things somewhat. We have
roughly.
Slight variances, but fucking, my God. I'm sure if we asked other people, they would know who we're talking about.
I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to go into our neighbor and ask about him and just see if they know who I'm talking about.
Our next door neighbor?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
my favorite story is the time he was looking at this blanket. I think it was like a SpongeBob blanket and like whatever.
I know you're going.
And he was asking like, how big is it? And I fucking show him the picture. It's just like I flip it around, just show him what I'm looking at. It's like, oh, it's like what 5x11 or whatever.
The dimensions are on the package of the box,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, it's like
for the
5x6 or 6x5, whatever. And I go, I'm roughly like I'm like 5'10", so I go like just a little bit above me. I'm like it's probably this long, by this wide. And he goes, oh, I want to see the picture. And then I flip it back. I was like, it just looks exactly like the picture, dude. And he's like, yeah, but I just want to make sure it looks like the print's good. And I'm using like way better words than he used. He's like, I just want to see it out though. And oh man, it took me all my strength to fight him off, but I eventually just gave in and I opened it up and I let him check it out. And then he left without buying it, and I just fucking wanted to scream. I just like, cause I don't know, like this seems so petty, but our blankets are so particular. You can never put them back once they're out. They're fucking Pandora's box of the fucking comfort world. You take them out of the packaging or how they came, and you'll never be able to get it back, and then no one wants to buy it.
Yep, because they're like, oh, how unattractive this is package, and you're like, I did my fucking best.
And
you don't know what I had to go through to get this.
Like, I went through hell and back to get to this far, yeah. And I'm fairly certain that blanket in particular was like 50% off because it was a clearance item. And I know, fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, he just does shit like that. And like, he fucking...
At least Ben isn't at this mall, and I don't have the constant looming danger of someone coming in and killing all the mics because apparently that's a problem in his life.
God. And like another fucking thing that he does, this Chris Kringle motherfucker dude, I don't, God. And like when Mike says that this guy's small, just to give you an idea,
and we're not making fun of him because of his height. We're making fun of him because of literally everything else.
He's like I'm 5'4". He is shorter than me and like more petite than me. And he wears just so many things. Like to give you a better picture of who this guy is. And like, oh my Lord, he will call like first thing in the morning. He's done it to me several times, and he'll ask a question and he'll monopolize your time on the phone. And if you don't tell him what he wants to hear or whatever, he will.
Really, he never called me while I was at work.
Oh my God! Like so often when I opened, the phone would ring and it's fucking him, and like I recognize his voice. But even if I didn't, I'm like, briefly, I don't recognize it. I know because he's asking so many stupid-ass questions. I'm like, this is Chris motherfucking Quinn. Oh, my God.
I think I might have had one phone call now that I'm thinking about it. And does he ask questions about, like, is it tight? Is it good looking?
Yeah, well, of course.
Yes, actually, no, because I remember now.
He is the same in person as he is on the phone.
He wanted to know, he was asking about a Harley Quinn jersey. And he was like...
That was actually what I was talking about with the fucking shirts.
Oh, yeah?
The Harley Quinn jerseys? Yeah.
Oh, no, this is not the, like, button-up baseball one.
Mm-hmm.
This was the basketball jersey, where it's one piece, not...
Oh, okay,
yeah. Yeah, the other one. And, like, motherfucker, how am I going to tell you this over the phone? Here's what we're going to do. Blah, 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 online.com, and then type in what you want to look, and then look at it like there, and then you let me know if that's what you want.
God, like,
Pokemart.com.
Pokemart.com. What I mean, what would bother me about him calling on the phone, like, or whatever, is he would call, like, even before the store opened or the mall opened, he would call, and I would answer, and I would answer them.
Fucking mistake number one.
As best as I can. Well, do I have a choice?
No.
Right. And I answer his questions as best I can, or whatever, and I would, again, not giving him what he wants to hear, whatever. But then would be the best thing is if he would call like a couple hours later. And for those of you who don't know, when you work at the Pokemart and you're a manager, you open the store and you're there from like a typical like kind of 9 to 5 shift, typically kind of,
yeah.
And then you're for like closing again, like it's like a standard 8-hour shift.
Yeah,
it's like 1 to 9:30 when the mall closes. So he calls it like say 9:30 in the morning when you're opening. What's great is that he would call it back at like noon, thinking that you're not gonna fucking be there or somebody else is gonna answer the phone, and he would just fucking ask the same
That
questions.
first guy was fucking lying to me. He was a fucker.
And like he's done it to me several times, and he's asked the same questions, and I tell him, "Hey, I remember from when you called earlier. Nothing's changed. I have told him that same goddamn thing." And then what's even great, like what's even fucking better, is if he calls. And then, lo and behold, my fucking surprise, he comes into the mall and asks the same questions.
yeah.
I was like, hey, yeah, you're the one that called this morning. I'm just letting you know, this is what we have. I wasn't not fucking lying to you. I was not fucking lying. I was being genuine. This is what we have. What else do you want from me?
Do you think that this guy has to go, like, deal
like,
with...
I think he has, like a fucking mental problem.
No,
I cannot figure it out.
Hold on.
Oh, my God.
What I'm asking is, do you think this guy has to deal with, like, people who don't tolerate him, and they're just like, nah, we don't have it, you don't have to come in and check it out, and then like he just expects people to lie to him because no one wants to deal with his shit, so he comes in and it lo and behold, we were telling the truth, but like he just expects people to lie because they don't want to deal with him.
I don't know, because if he goes anywhere,
it's wild.
Like, if he goes anywhere into like a business like the Pokemart, they have to be nice to him,
right?
So he like. This is our manners. Yeah. Like, none of us are lying because it's our job to not lie to you. Like, we fucking have to. So, like, is it the people in your personal life just don't tolerate you and can't stand you?
He has a girlfriend.
Sure he does. Sure. I will believe that shit when I see it.
She's just as wild as him.
I'm fucking... It was a Harley Quinn?
No,
my God.
Have you really not met the girl he comes in with? Oh, wow.
He actually comes in with a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They bought matching hoodie footies, and they put them on all the ridiculous shit they had and started walking around the mall with them. I really hate this guy. I'm, like, putting him straight out on blast, but...
I can't stand him. I am like, this is the worst customer. Like, I understand that people do not give a shit about people who work in retail. And so I don't care that you're like, I'm not going to be polite to you because I think I'm better than you because you work in retail. That's fine. He just, like, doesn't give a shit about anything that we have to do. Like, he must think that people who work in retail are there to only serve his every fucking need.
That we're here to have our time monopolized. That, like, no one else really exists.
Like... God, you got me talking about Chris Quinn. Think about this fucking lady at work. So petty now.
Oh, well, I was going to say, you want to quickly tell us about her before we finish up because we're running out of time.
Yeah, Chris Quinn was a better story. Real quick.
I'm glad because I was able to join in on it.
Yeah, this lady who was... I was sewing some fucking holes.
She said, I'll never come back, and I said, okay, and that was it. Like, that's going to be the
lady
story.
Came in. We sell military jackets. So we sell actual military jackets, like the ones that they use in the military, both digital print and the old classic, like, camo military print.
Sure.
Both. And so... Sometimes people will sew their name, like you get like a patch with your name on it, and typically they're Velcro, so you can. It's like a safety thing, so like you can take it on and off.
I was roommates with multitude of people who were in the Air Force. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're not telling me, but
but
I know I follow.
Yeah. Sometimes, but people will sometimes, if they want, they will just have the names, like, of their uniform, like, stitch onto their uniform. Like, they'll have, like, their emblem or whatever, and they'll attach the emblem to the jacket or whatever. So people, like, it's their jacket. For whatever reason, I don't know. They used to do it, and like the old style, it used to be like that. You know, like, this was your jacket. It's forever now. But now things changed. It's a safety reason. You have a Velcro. Anyway, I was sitting at the table, and this lady comes in, and so she's like, you know, you're not allowed to sell the military jackets with the names on them. And I was like, okay. Which, just so y'all know, it's not fucking illegal to sell a military jacket with somebody's last name on it, just in case you didn't know.
It isn't?
It's not illegal.
Okay.
It's not
Did
illegal.
you, look it up, or?
I've looked it up before, and it's not, because I've at one point I was interested in purchasing it, but I'm like, I don't want the name on it, and I've just done weird research. Anyway, at least in the state of Missouri, it's not. They don't. I mean, the U.S. government doesn't really want you doing that. But if you're not serving anymore, and if you donate your jacket or whatever, and you're, say, I'm buying it just for like fashion reasons.
Whatever. Yeah.
Somebody's like Rodriguez is on my jacket or whatever. And I'm not serving. It's not. So if it's like attached to the jacket, I'm not serving. I'm doing it just for fashion reasons. Whatever.
Just tell them it's your boyfriend's jacket.
It's not that big of a deal.
And then they'll be like, "You're gay. I hate you more now."
And you served.
And
how un-American.
Yeah.
Anyway,
get them gay boys out of our trenches and into my hole.
Watch the homophobia.
Watch the homophobia.
But she came up to me and she was just like, "You're not allowed to say that."
Shit, you're right.
And I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay."
Uh-huh.
And I was continuing sewing my garment. So she's like, "So you should take them off." And I'm like, "All right." So she goes, "They need to be Velcroed." I'm like, "I know." I was like, "I know people who serve." So she's like, "All right, well, thanks." And then walked away. And I was like, "This is the end of it."
Did you do it?
Lo and behold, I was sewing other things. I'm not gonna drop what I'm doing right now.
Dude, I'm just asking a question. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But like, this lady wanted me to like drop what I was doing and go to like the fucking 30 jackets that we have with names on them and take them off, and that was not gonna happen. So again, I'm fixing the garments. Fucking not even a minute later, she comes back, and she's like, "I just want to let you know that you really genuinely cannot sell those jackets." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." Like. I said thank you. I was like, "Okay, thank you." She's like, "My boyfriend, she served in Afghanistan." Because my boyfriend served in Afghanistan. My father's in the army. I'm like, "Are you just saying this because you want me to do something right now, or what are you like? Why are you telling me this information?"
I'm right because.
Are you trying to like relate yourself to like I know because I know somebody versus, "Hey, actually I served and it is policy that you cannot sell this." Then I'll more likely believe you. But you're just saying this. Like, what do you want me to do with this piece of information? I'm like, okay.
Literally, lady, as soon as you leave, I'm forgetting everything you just said.
But I'm not, because I'm fucking talking shit about you. So I was like, okay, thank you. And so she's like,
let me prioritize my time. Let me choose what is more important.
Like, I'm at work. Like, guess what? Are you my boss? No. My boss told me to do this right now, so I'm gonna fucking do this. So then she walks away, and so again,
did she come back?
Not even a fucking like a few minutes. It was like 5 minutes. I thought she had left, but I was fucking wrong. She proceeds to look through the military jackets, grab a few of the jackets, come over to the table I'm at.
This is so
lay
extra.
them down on the fucking table, and she goes, "See, these are Velcroed for safety reasons." And I was like, "I know, thank you." I said, "I know, thank you for telling me." And so, like, I was being very distinctly sarcastic. Like, my boss has said, "This is not like typical customer service. You don't have to be nice." I do not have to be nice to these people.
That sounds so wild to me.
Whatever, it's a local business, so that's what you fucking get. But I was like, "I know, thank you." And so she's like, "And then these are stitched on here." And I'm like, I told her, I was like, "I didn't stitch them on there, so I don't really know what you want me to do right at the moment." And so she's like, "You make sure you take them off." And I was like, "It's not actually illegal to sell jackets with the names on them like that." So she goes, "It's just out of respect." I was like, okay.
Well, don't make up reasons like saying it's illegal if it's out of respect, lady.
Yeah, but like, it's not illegal. And she's like, "It's just out of respect." And I'm like, this is what I'm working on right at the moment. I was like, I hear your concern, and I will gladly tell my manager, and I will follow whatever she says. So she goes, "Tell her, or I'll tell her." And I was like, "It's okay. I will tell her." Which, am I going to tell her? Fuck no. Here's the fucking thing.
That's the kicker, motherfucker.
I know, but here's like...
Are you going to tell her? Fuck no. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba.
Here's like the other funny kicker.
That's if you had a fucking comedy skit or a set, that's what you leave it on, and you just fucking set the mic down real nicely and you walk the fuck off the stage and your music starts playing.
But like, I don't know, it really bothered me, and I'm like, I was trying to tell her, like, we get them in like this. We don't hand pick, like, I want this one with the name fucking embroidered into the jacket. Like, no, we just get them like this. And like, here's the thing, lady.
Here's the thing.
The owner of the company, who also handpicks all of the items in the store, served in the fucking military, so he would fucking know.
Well, also,
I really
I
need
feel
you
like
to just fucking shut the fuck up.
like if it was a
No.
priority, it would have been addressed.
It would have done before we had
working,
received them.
like you working there, the 2 weeks that you have been versus the number of years that store has been open. If
Not
that
even
was,
a year, but sure.
or well, whatever. The company has the company not been open for that? Because I feel like I've heard of it for a long time.
The company's been open for. It opened in February of 2016.
Okay. Well, I feel like if this was an actual legitimate concern, this would not be the first time you've
Right.
heard about it.
Like the owner of the company that I work for, he owns several other businesses, all within the same warehouse. He has been with this company since he was like in his 30s, and he's in his 60s now, I think. But the thing is like, he has always gotten in military jackets. Like he's always received these jackets, even when he's always gotten them in. We just distribute them in a different way now or whatever. But like, again, if it was genuinely a concern, if it was genuinely against the law to sell the jackets like this or whatever, it would have been taken care of from the source in which we've gotten it from. It's just, I don't know. This fucking lady. But yeah, will you tell your manager? Yeah, I will. I'll tell her. No,
Okay.
that's okay. I'll tell her. So she's like, thank you. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna bother my manager with that fucking piece of information that this lady is trying to so instill upon me. But it was just amazing that she felt it was so necessary to come over and show me a fucking jacket that she was talking about.
Yeah, like
lady,
like speaking of like
I know what
valuing
you're
people's
talking
time,
about.
she must value her time in a very low degree to like make this her fucking crusade that she's gonna go on.
Yeah, she was just like,
Wild.
it just felt personal to me. I'm like,
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna log on to
Sure.
my fucking Google Plus account and leave a 2-star review.
whatever, who gives a shit? Oh.
That's so extra.
Your little fucking review is not worth any of our time. Like, honestly.
Anyway, I'm making this end now because we're over an hour.
Right.
And we haven't went
Speaking
over
of
an hour
valuing
now.
time.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all, for not valuing yours and listening to us all the way through.
Appreciate you.
You did a good job. Thanks for listening to the Hate Cast.
I've
I've been your host, Mike, and I've been with Cam.
also been hate.
2-5 hate 2. All right, bye.
Bye.